Hi, this video is for Logical Thinker. First thing you need to do, dude, is chill out. My God. I had the same problem with my magazine when I got my Tanfoglio too. What happened was they don't seem to be tightening this valve here before they ship it out. I don't know if I think they're producing these things so fast they're just kind of whipping them together. You got to remove this valve right here. Probably the most common household tool you could use to unscrew it would be a pair of needle nose pliers and stick them into the notch there and unscrew it. I'm lucky enough to have this little paper towel key for a paper towel dispenser, and I could use this to unscrew it. But anyways, you want to unscrew this and remove this valve out of here. There's an O-ring in there and a small washer. I'm guessing this valve was left loose, and what happened is the O-ring probably caught itself inside of the seat. So take that valve out completely. As a matter of fact, I'll do it. I've already done this once. I hate to do it again, but I'm going to do it to show you. This is the actual valve that fires the CO2 out. Okay, so here's the valve here. You won't have any problem with this valve. This part is fine. It's down in here. There's an O-ring in there and a metal washer, which I know you're not even going to be able to see here on camera. But anyways, once you get this valve out, you'll probably find the O-ring kind of like folded up in there. So just pick the O-ring out with a toothpick or something. And there should be a little very tiny thin metal washer in there too. The washer goes in first. Then put the O-ring back in so it's, you know, nice the way an O-ring should be. And then screw this valve back in. And make sure it's tight, because I think that's what happened when I got mine, was they left this loose and the CO2 went up in there and it just kind of like caught the O-ring and it was crushed in there. So I think if you do that, you'll be all set. Another thing you want to watch for on these is up here where the CO2 seats. But I don't think that's your problem. If you've got it coming straight out the top here, if it's just shooting out there, it's definitely this issue. You do want to check the tightness of the seat here though, because mine was even a little bit loose. Now the weird thing about these is when you tighten them, it's a what do you call it, a left-hand thread. So you turn it in the direction that you're supposed to loosen it, and that will actually tighten it. That is a little bit of a problem on these guns, because when you go to tighten your CO2 screw, because they just have this Allen screw in the bottom, it digs into the bottom of the cartridge, and when you're trying to tighten the cartridge, the whole cartridge is turning, which is forcing itself up against that top seat, and it's actually unscrewing it all the time. And the only cure I could find with that was I got some Gorilla Glue, and I found a small chunk of nylon, and I actually glued a little chunk of nylon in the bottom of my set screw. So now I've got the nylon against the metal instead of metal to metal. So now it no longer turns the CO2 cartridge. But that's a little mod that I did, and it's not really necessary. Once you get that valve fixed, when you go to screw in your cartridge, just kind of hang on to your cartridge as you're putting the screw in to keep it from turning, because it's not good having that turning up against the seat. And if you can eventually find a little chunk of nylon to glue in the bottom of your set screw, all the better, because you'll find that it's real easy to tighten that after you get that nylon in there. You're not really having to really crank that set screw, because it's not digging it and trying to turn it. So I don't know, hopefully that helps. If not, give me a response and let me know how you make out. The good thing about these Tanfoglio witnesses, you know, no matter what happens to your valves and stuff, worst case scenario, you can buy a new magazine down the road. I kind of think that's a good point about them. But that should take care of your problem. Give it a try. And once you get that all fixed, you'll be happy with the gun. Don't load any more than 15 BBs in here. Don't load the full 18. They tend to jam up and double feed with 18. With 15, they work really good. And that's about all I can say, except eventually make sure you get yourself some nice, genuine wood grips to put on it. And maybe put a little orange sticker on your front sight. Alright, good luck, man.